Aging has long been treated as an inevitable decline, a slow march toward frailty, slower cells, weaker hormones, fading strength, and fading memories. For decades, we accepted it as normal. You get older, you slow down, you break down. But today, science is asking a different question. Can we reverse aging? Not just delay it, not just slow it, but actually push the clock backwards, rejuvenate. At Health Improviser, we're diving into the recent breakthroughs that suggest aging might not be a one-way street. You'll learn how cutting-edge therapies are targeting the root causes of aging damaged cells, dysfunctional mitochondria, epigenetic drift, senescent zombie cells, and how men and women alike may soon access technologies that pull the stopwatch back on biology. To grasp the idea of reversal, it helps to understand how aging works. At its core, aging is damage accumulation. Over time, your mitochondria lose efficiency, your DNA gets occasional errors, your epigenome drifts, proteostasis fails, cells become senescent, and inflammation creeps in. When enough of this piles up, your organs falter, your systems fail, and your hormones collapse. Rather than seeing aging as fate, leading scientists have defined the hallmarks of aging, those underlying mechanisms. When you target them, you don't just treat symptoms, you treat root causes. That's what reverse aging means. Repairing damage, restoring youthful function, rewinding the biological age clock. Reviews from 2024 to 2025 now show human trials beginning in 5 major categories: senolytics, to clear senescent cells, NAD mice boosting therapies, epigenetic reprogramming, stem cell and gene therapies, and metabolic modulators like metformin or rapamycin that target growth pathways. The question today isn't just, can we slow aging, but can we reverse it? And the early answer? Yes, but with important caveats. One of the most talked about revolutions is senolytics, a new class of therapies designed to remove senescent cells. These are cells that have stopped dividing. They sit around releasing inflammatory and damaging factors, and they impair tissue regeneration. Scientists describe them as zombie cells, alive but dysfunctional. Research from 2025 shows platforms being developed that can identify and selectively eliminate these cells in vivo in animal models. In mice, clearing senescent cells improved health span and even extended lifespan. A 2024 review noted that senolytics alleviated age-related disorders and extended lifespan in model organisms. Early human pilot trials are underway. For example, a pilot study of senolytics, dasatinib, and quercetin in older adults showed improvements in physical and cognitive function. While these are early days, the fact we can now target senescent cells is a huge leap toward reversal. If you remove the dysfunction, you restore tissue renewal, essentially turning back part of the clock. But senolytics alone don't finish the job. You also need to boost repair mechanisms. That's where NAD mice precursors and sirtuin activators come in. NAD mice is a vital molecule inside every cell, essential for metabolism, DNA repair, mitochondrial health, and cell signaling. As we age, NAD mice levels decline. Several human studies now show improvement in physical performance and metabolic markers after supplementation with NAD mice precursors. For example, nicotinamide riboside improved exercise performance in older adults. These therapies don't just stop decline, they enable rejuvenation of cellular power. When cells regain efficiency, energy rises, damage drops, and systems recover. From a men's health perspective, that means better muscle recovery, higher testosterone, sharper brain, and younger physiology. Aging becomes an upgrade rather than a descent. A third frontier in reversal is epigenetic reprogramming, changing how genes behave rather than changing the patterns, genes themselves. Research led by top scientists like David A. Sinclair has shown that aging is in part the loss of epigenetic information, the software of our cells. In experiments with mice, introducing Yamanaka factors, special genes that reset cell identity, reversed aspects of aging, restoring vision, renal health, and extending lifespan. While human application is still distant, small-scale proofs mean reversal is not science fiction. These findings mean your biological age may truly be modifiable. Instead of being locked in, your epigenome might be rewindable. That's profound. Meanwhile, metabolic modulators such as metformin and rapamycin, long used in diabetes and immunosuppression, are being repurposed in longevity research. Large observational studies associate metformin with lower mortality and slower aging. Rapamycin and related drugs inhibit the mTOR pathway, a key driver of growth and aging. By targeting growth, you reduce damage accumulation. These drugs are not reversal devices by themselves, but when used smartly, they shift your internal aging trajectory. If you combine them with senolytics, NAD mice therapies, and epigenetic tools, you're beginning to assemble a reversal toolkit. Stem cell therapies and gene therapies form a fifth pillar. Clinical trials, phase 2 and above, are looking at mesenchymal stem cells, gene delivery vectors, and tissue repair. A recent 2024 paper summarized aging interventions and listed stem cells as the most advanced biologic therapy for repair. Imagine repairing the heart, liver, or skeletal muscle by replacing worn cells. That's reversal in action. In men, this could correct age-related decline in muscle mass, hormone production, and cardiovascular resilience. The infrastructure is still early, but the direction is clear. So where does that leave us right now? For the first time in history, you are hearing science talk openly about reversing aging, not just slowing it. In 2025, the global market for senolytics and anti-aging pharmaceuticals alone is already $4.5 billion and projected to nearly double by 2034. That means money, research, talent, and regulation are aligning. But truthfully, reversal is partial, context-dependent, and requires system-wide change. It is not a pill you take and wake up 20 years younger. It's a process of repair. The analogy: if aging is rust forming in an engine, the new therapies are rust removal, engine rebuild, and fuel upgrade, but you still have to drive the car wisely. For men concerned with strength, vitality, and longevity, it means you need a thoughtful strategy. Lifestyle plus science. From a practical viewpoint, here are 4 action steps for anyone serious about reversal. First, optimize lifestyle now. The foundation never changes: sleep, exercise, nutrition, stress management. At Health Improviser, we call this prime your system for repair. Second, explore NAD mice and sirtuin supporting habits. Regular exercise, caloric balance, fasting, cold exposure, and antioxidant-rich diet, these naturally boost NAD mice before you consider supplementation. Third, understand senescent cell load. Lifestyle habits like smoking, poor diet, chronic stress, and lack of movement accelerate these zombie cells. You cannot wait for a drug to clear them. You need to stop generating them. Fourth, stay informed about emerging therapies, but always consult healthcare professionals. As reversal science looks promising, it remains early stage and off-label use of some therapies can carry risk. Let's add the male perspective. Men face specific aging stressors: testosterone decline, muscle loss, visceral fat, prostate changes, cardiovascular strain. Reversal strategies geared towards men should include resistance training to stimulate muscle repair, deep sleep to support hormone production, nutrient support for mitochondria, magnesium, zinc, vitamin D, omega harums, and hormone optimization when needed. Combine this with the emerging reversal technologies, and you are positioning yourself to age not by default, but by design. Imagine being 55 but physically and hormonally functioning like 45, mentally sharp like 35, resilient like your best self. That is the reversal ideal. It's also worth noting the ethical and regulatory conversation. Many scientists urge caution. Some senescent cells are beneficial for wound healing. Blanket removal without nuance could harm. The field acknowledges we're at the beginning of human translation. But the fact that anti-aging vaccines, AI-driven drug discovery platforms, and human trials are active shows this is real science, not hype. As Health Improviser, we urge you to adopt a frame of renewal, not denial. Reversal isn't about denying aging, it's about rewriting your aging story. Every time you sleep well, lift heavy, reduce sugar, expose to cold, take a purposeful breath, you activate repair. When you combine those habits with the emerging therapies, you move from preventing decline to regenerating function. It's the difference between I'm getting older and I'm upgrading. In conclusion, yes, science can reverse aspects of aging. We're not talking about eternal youth or living forever. We're talking about living longer, stronger, sharper, healthier. The breakthroughs in senolytics, NAD mice therapies, epigenetic reprogramming, metabolic modulators, and STEM gene treatments mean that aging is becoming a treatable process, not a fixed fate. For men and women who want to own their future, this means action. The technology is available. The mindset is essential. The time is now. You are watching Health Improviser, your trusted source for evidence-based health and longevity science. If you found this valuable, subscribe, share this video, and comment below. Implement first? Remember, your future self is waiting. Age shouldn't be a decline, it should be an evolution. Let's move forward.